Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, is a card that a lot of people are saying is very broken and probably should be banned on the next ban list. This card came out in Rise of the Duelist, a set that has so many crazy cards. It had Infernobles, it had the Dogmatica card, Schism, I think it had Talents, Droplets, like all these crazy, insane IDP, like all these crazy cards in it. And Chaos Ruler is definitely one of the most craziest cards out of that set, just being a generic level 8 synchro that can also summon itself in the graveyard, mill a card, and etc, etc. We all know what Chaos Ruler does. Now, at first, the card was seeing play in Dragonlink builds, obviously because it's a generic rank 8, it's dark, it works with light and darks, just like the Dragonlink deck pretty much revolved around was light and dark monsters. So it just kind of synergized with the deck. Now, fast forwarding to 2022, where we now have E-Tully at 3, the Punk cards, and we also still have Hulk. People are saying that Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, is now ban worthy out of completely nowhere, if I had to be honest. And it's just crazy how a lot of people are forgetting that maybe we should limit Punk cards. We should limit E-Tully, just kind of simple things. Maybe just slower it down. Maybe if Chaotic Ruler is really strong, even after the Punk limits, the E-Tully limits, the Hulk ban, etc, etc, then we can decide to ban Chaos. No, everybody's just like, no, Chaos Ruler is ban worthy. It should be banned. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you don't realize, look at it, it's just like plus a billion, right? And I just think it's very, very crazy, because you think of cards that are ban worthy, stuff like Hulk that is like super generic in every single deck, but a card like Chaotic Ruler has only really gotten popular in most decks. Obviously in Dragonlink was a popular deck itself. It just so happened to play Chaos Ruler. That's not really a case to say that Chaos Ruler was very, very good back then. It was a good card, but it wasn't like at its peak where it is now, which is with the Punk cards. And I feel like the Punk cards are the sole reason why the deck, or not the deck, the card is very, very good. Because similar to Hulk, the Punk cards are very generic. You can play stuff like Hulk. You can play stuff like Chaos Ruler. You can play all these rank 8s or level 8 monsters because you have the Punk cards giving you access to them very easily. And I feel like that's the problem with cards like Chaos Ruler. It's not the card itself, it's the decks that give it accessibility. It's the same thing with something like the Adventurer cards. Yes, you can say that Prank Kids is a problem, but it's really just the Adventurer cards. Like, these engines are really good and they synergize very well with the Prank Kids cards, but it's not the Prank Kids cards that are the problem. It's the engines that make the deck good, just like Chaos Ruler. And I feel like this is going to happen again, where we're pretty much victimizing a card that's not really that good, or in the Prank Kids case, a deck that's not really that good. And I feel like it's going to happen again. It's probably going to happen. If not really good for Konami, because I feel like this is really, really hyped up. I feel like there's a lot of other problems in the format. That's the biggest thing as well. Chaos Ruler is the 50th card I would decide to ban, because I would have to, right? If I was, gun pointed to my head and you said to ban 50 cards, Chaos Ruler would probably be like my 50th card to ban. Not like my number 5 card to ban. Because I know a lot of people are saying Artifact Side, Halka-Fibrax, Mystic Mind, etc, etc. And then you get to Chaos Ruler, and people are like, Chaos Ruler needs to be banned. And it's, how are you comparing a game warping card like Halka-Fibrax to a card like Chaos Ruler? Chaos Ruler is nowhere near on the level of Halka-Fibrax when it comes to how generically powerful it is. Yes, Chaos Ruler is very, very good, as I said before, but it is not ban worthy. I feel like combo players, and even other, even if there's another card, there's very powerful cards in the format. Yes, they're going to exist. But you don't have to resort to banning this and banning that. Just let it sit out. If it stays a problem in the game for a significant amount of time, or it's so game warpingly broken to where it's just seen in every deck and every deck is just like running it, then we ban the card. But we're seeing that after Euros, because this is posted after Euros, or I'm recording this after Euros, we're seeing that Chaos Ruler is not really seeing that much play outside of tier elements. Like, we might see a few Sprite players playing it, we might see a few other decks playing the Chaos Ruler card, but it's mainly only tier elements and Punk decks that are actually running Chaos Ruler. And in that case, like, these decks are probably the problem over something like Chaos Ruler. I don't know why people just think that Chaos Ruler is the problem and not these engines slash decks that are obviously really, really broken and powerful and synergize very well with Chaos Ruler. It's just super crazy, and I honestly think that people just like to look for the new toy that they can say that needs to be banned. It's probably a month from now that people are going to talk about banning some other stupid card that's very specific in a deck again, or like a somewhat generically powerful card. Like, people are talking about banning Curious. Now, Curious is a very interesting card, but then again, it's just the same thing as Chaos Ruler. It's only really used in specific decks. And that is like Danger. When Danger was very popular, guess what was in the format? Curious. And guess what? After that period, or even before that period, before and after that period, Curious saw little to no play. Imagine if people said, when in Danger format, oh, we need to limit Danger Nessie. You know, we need to limit Danger Jackalope. We need to, ban Fire. No, let's go like Zero Head and say, let's ban Curious. Just out of nowhere. Even though stuff like Firewall was the problem, stuff like Danger Nessie was the problem, like all these other things were the problem. But no, let's ban Curious, because Curious is in a similar situation as a card like Chaos Rulers. And it's just so stupid for people to just think that out of the blue, like, let's just look for the most generically good card in the current format, the specific card that just got good in this format, to say that it needs to be banned. And I feel like that's a lot of times, like every single format, there's always that one card you just say is really good, needs to be banned. It just needs to be. No other argument. Like, there's no other alternatives you can do. You just have to ban it. Like, I just don't like that in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel like that's been happening for a while. So hopefully you guys, open your fucking brains and think for a second. Maybe Hulk Fibrex is the problem. Maybe, all these other cards are the problem before you even, think about Chaos Ruler needing to be banned. Yes, it's a very powerful card at the end of the day. I do admit it's a very, very good card. But I think the core issue, the main issue, and I don't even think Chaos Ruler is an issue at all. The main issue is the decks that are able to abuse the card, and specifically the engines, which is the Punk engine that was boosted by Konami with Itali the 3 and all of these other really good cards in Punk like Dear Note that made Chaos Ruler very, very broken. I'll see you guys later. Peace.